Alright, back for another video. Okay, so a lot of you have been getting engine calibration services through me, and through the other offerings out in the market. I just want to explain something that's very important to me. You can see I'm sitting in the RX-7 waiting for the engine, which I just got the balancing stuff done. So that's a huge relief, okay? So when I go and I do engine calibration services, those of you in the know will realize that I have all this time invested into your particular needs of the car. Now that's going to change per person, where you're driving, your elevation, your climate, and your general skill and know-how for the vehicle. So I try to make some level of, education as part of the package. And I really try to avoid doing log and then tune, and then log and then tune. Like, it's a huge waste of my time, it's a huge waste of your time. And the services that I've been doing have been greatly benefiting others when they're direct and live. When it's direct and live, I can see every single data channel at a given time, and I'll say, hey, your wideband is doing this erratically, or your air temp sensor is heat soaking really bad in this position. If we want a more accurate reading and not having a fault code when the car's sitting, we can make something to where we relocate in the charge pipe, so on and so forth. During a pull with water meth, if I'm seeing, air temps climbing, oh, that's dangerous. Put a little bit more water meth in that thing. Stabilize air temp to where the engine's happier. But the whole thing is that all this should be done live, on the phone, direct connection, or live in person, doing the actual tuning on a dyno or whatever we want to do. I actually get motion sickness, which is funny as hell, because if I'm in a car that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 horsepower, and I'm sitting passenger looking down at a laptop, that ain't going to be good for your tuner. I cannot be focused in that environment. So the whole idea for me remote was I can get the same outcome, actually better outcome, because I'm fully focused on a direct output from the ECU with zero distraction. So a little bit of perspective into what I do and how I'm doing it. But I want this to be more of an educational process for whoever's doing this stuff. That's why it's being charged as such. I also live in San Jose, which is literally the most expensive city in the US. So I look at my pricing, and then the cost for me to do anything around here is massively higher than what I'm charging. So here's a good example. When FedEx had 10 pounds of exhaust parts, shipping them out to Indiana, $117. And then a Spall fan, $250 fan. It's a great fan. $73 to ship it out to Rhode Island. So California, you get taxed on everything. It's one of those horrible states. Don't even have to tell me about it, I know it. But my weather right now is 72 degrees, low humidity, perfect weather. So I'm compensating a little bit for my cost of living. It's got to be. There's no other way of going around it. So with the packaging and the servicing and all the stuff that I'm doing, I want you guys to see that you're getting value for your money. And where it's going is to properly help you develop your skills as an automotive enthusiast. And more so than just saying, here's a tune, one and done, go home, I'm trying to offer like a very long-term solution for you to learn your car, enjoy the process of ownership, and then learn a new process of how to diagnose things. Like, a guy the other day on the forums was saying, hey, my car is running fine, and then all of a sudden, it's not starting, or it sounds like it's on one rotor. And you see these horrible suggestions online, like, oh, it's compression, oh, it's this, throwing parts of the problem. All the guy needed to do is put a timing light on, coil to coil, and you'll see right away, or your coil's firing. Aim the timing light to your windshield, crank the car over with the fuel turned off in the ECU, which I explained how to do that, and there you go. It's as simple as, hey look, each one of my coils is firing. Our ignition is sorted. Boom, done. Move to the next thing. Go to your fuel injectors. Make sure those wires are all plugged in. Number 2. Number 3, you should be on the ECU and looking if you're getting actual crank signal. If you don't see RPM, there you go. And of course you'd see if you have any sort of drive time cycles to show, hey look, my car's not running properly. What check engine lights do I have? Which should always be wired into your gauge cluster. So, yeah, really simple stuff. But I want this to be, like I said, a very educational basis for why you're doing your car. And I feel like a lot of tuners are missing that aspect. You know, I hear stories about in the UK how you drop the car off, pick the car back up, your car's tuned to go enjoy. That doesn't make ownership better. That doesn't make... The reason why we're doing this, I feel like, is it's a passion project. These things are expensive. They're not easy to work with all the time, and we want to be here for the right reasons, and to help others grow what they're already doing would be one of them. So, I think on that note, I'll end this video. I've got a couple more to cover for you guys, and hopefully the lighting's not too bad. I'm just sitting in the car. These seats are incredibly comfortable, and I cannot wait to turn this thing on. So, we've got about 2 months, 7 stock. I'll see you guys there.